T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, coolest reptile network in the world, episode 483. New breeder on the block, Conduit Constrictors. Steve and his son, Steven, tapping in with us tonight. I'm your boy, MJ. What is good, everyone? If this is first time hanging out on this beautiful Monday night, and if you're definitely new in the reptile game, what is good? Do me a favor, hit that like button, all right? Got a father-son duo tapping in with us that are actually doing big things right now in the ball python game. So you're in for a treat for tonight's episode. But do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, especially if you're into keeping reptiles. If you want to learn more about what's happening, you know, figure out husbandry stuff and breeding and just overall just a well-keeping of reptiles, this is the channel to be associating yourself with. So if you hit that subscribe button, if you hit that notification bell, select all, you will be reminded of every single podcast drop under this channel. You can also listen to Trap Talk Reptile Network on all the major audio platforms, Buzzsprout, Apple, Spotify, so wherever you listen to Trap Talk Reptile Network. Thank you so much. If you're looking for exclusive content, if you want to support this channel further than just watching it, if you want to tap in with amazing reptile keepers, come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. All right, first link in the description below. Click on it. As soon as you join the Trap Talk Patreon family, you get a link to the Discord that will tap in with over 200 amazing reptile keepers, Discord, and amazing Instagram group chat that is just nonstop cracking. Network yourself with some of the best doing it in the game. Also, make sure you are supporting US ARC. Second link in the description below will take you to the US ARC website where you can become a US ARC member today. These numbers really matter. All right. Legislations will be coming to your backyard. Well, I don't want to say that, but it can happen. All right. I'm trying to scare you guys, but US ARC numbers really matter. So thank you for anyone out there who supports US ARC, because it's unfortunate that there's quite a bit of people who don't. I know we're on difficult times right now, but it's literally as low as $5 a month. All right. So maybe if you're ashamed of doing a $5 membership, I wouldn't be. Just become a member today. All right. Help us do your part. So thank you, Phil Goss. Thank you to any US ARC member out there. And thank you so much. All right. Tonight's episode is actually the guest. What do you know? Shout out to Conduit Constrictors. Head over to Conduit Constrictors on Instagram. All right. Stay on top of what they have going on other than tonight's podcast, where we're going to dive deep into what their projects are and what motivates them first and foremost to want to breed ball pythons. But check them out. All right, go to their IG, give them a follow, and then we'll tap more obviously with these with Conduit Constrictors. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by the Chipper. All right, the COCO, #1 substrate in the game. All right, so cocodude.com. All right, get your hands on some of the amazing Chipper substrate. All right, delivered to your door. Use promo code TRAPFAM24, which will help you a lot with shipping. All right, so thank you again to anyone out there who's already gotten the Chipper COCO, and appreciate the COCO dude for supporting the trap this year. This is awesome. Looking forward to my next shipment of the Chipper COCO, because I use it and someone else uses it. And who this someone else is Big E Top G Villarino. Stands by the Chipper, don't you? Hey, can you really stand by this?
Yeah, I love it, man. That's what I use. It's the bomb. I love it.
And I use it because you use it. You put me onto it, and
Yeah,
I got to tell you, I'm I can't wait to ditch paper, because paper's been annoying for years. But
we distribute it here in Florida also, so I stand by it.
110%, man. What is good? Hey, dude, you held it down last week. Thank you so much. You killed it. Got nothing but great responses. I mean, one person liked you better than I did. I mean, liked you better than me. So I was like, whatever, that's fucking cool. I think that's the whole goal. You know what I mean?
What I would say is I've learned a lot from you. We both have, our different little personalities and what we do. Well, certain things here and there, but I've learned a lot from you, man. So, thank you.
No, thank you. Appreciate everyone's tapping in. You want to say hi to some people in the chats, because I know there's B Unit family members or trappers in the building tonight. If you are in the live chats tonight, if you think tonight's worth any super chats, don't be shy. Drop a super chat, especially if you have a question or some sort of topic that you want to drop on tonight's episode. But what's good to the homie James B, All City Serpents, Trap Talk, Patreon member all day, every day. You got Royal Serpents, V Unit family, and Trap family all day, every day. Appreciate you, Jamal. How do you pronounce that? Jamil.
Jamil. Yeah.
Shout out to Jamil. All right. Shout out to Kenneth Jordan. All right. Dude, you want to talk about support? This guy is actually sponsoring my episode going down this Thursday night. I'm not going to give you guys too much information, but I take off on an airplane Wednesday to go do an episode. Brought to you by this guy, Kenneth Jordan. So do me a favor, first and foremost, tap in with Kenneth Jordan from City Limit Exotics, because he will be coming to New Breed on the Block episode here very shortly. I think next week. That's right, next week. Damn. Heavy. Time's flying. Kenneth Jordan, City Limit Exotics. Appreciate your support, man. Julio Fulio, how's the new back, bro? Is your back good? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Appreciate it. Big Mike, South Florida's finest. 1776 Exotics. Tap into his GTP game. It's no joke. Matt B in the building. What is good, Matt B? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. B Unit family all day, every day. Magic City Pythons on me. JC. What is good, JC? Dwight, the Pie Man in the building. What is good, Dwight? Thanks for tapping in. Mercury Exotics in the building. What is up, Mercury Exotics? V Unit family all day, every day. Lindworm Exotics. What is up, Lindworm Exotics? V Unit family all day, every day. Eric's Morph Factory in the building. What is good, my guy? V Unit family all day, every day. Morph Kings, Omi Cody in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. And if you got something pink that you rock, you got to rock it to the homie Sammy Vargas, the bull in the building.
The Pink Panther, baby. The
Pink Panther. I want a pink shirt. You asked me at a show. You asked me at multiple shows, Sammy, if I would rock a pink shirt. And I said I would. I've yet to have one. Heathery Hatchery would back me up on that too. I rock pink, man. Travis Gordon, TNS Reptiles in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Man, Freddie, Morph Valley Reptiles has pit bulls available. That's sick. That came out of left field when he posted that in the chats. I was like, because you know why? I wanted one really, really bad. That Merle that he, man.
Dog lovers, man.
That literally gave me points. That gave you a point in my book, man, Freddie. That's 0.1. I'm just kidding. That's my dog. Appreciate more value at Reptiles. Trap Talk Patreon all day, every day. Heartland Reptiles. Jordan in the building. Tap into this man's enclosures. They're tight. Genetic Trap Talk Patreon all day, every day. Genetic Morphs in the building. What is up, Genetic Morphs? Alex M in the building. 305 Royals. V Unit family all day, every day. Noriega, Manuel in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. And we're going to end things in style. And when I mean style, Canada has style. All right. Especially this guy. All right. Jaffe. My dog, Jaffe, is on the verge of just putting ball pythons in the back fucking file cabinet and getting chondros for good. That's why I'm just letting you know he's on a super chondro bench lately. So watch out. Go follow Jaffe Exotics. Literally one of Canada's finest. Cannot wait to hang out with Jaffe again someday soon. So anyways, dude, Steven and Steve, father and son duo. Well, there's actually two sons. And the other son's not tapping in, but we have Steven, which is Steve's son. All right. What do you know about Conduit Constrictors?
They've got some amazing animals, man. Yeah, we've got some things in common. He's loving Monsoon. So
and you know what? Finally, because I want to talk about Monsoon. We always I feel like there's not an episode where we really kind of dive deep on Monsoon, and we have people who are actually vested into this gene. So I'm excited.
He's also loving Sunset and a bunch of fire combos and traits. So let's go.
All right. Well, listen, shout out to Billy Rose in the building. You know, we got a big dog in the building tonight. So shout out to Billy for tapping in. That means this is going to be a real deal episode. And don't know about you, Emilio, but are you ready? Because I'm ready.
Let's go.
All right, guys, listen, it's about that time. Do what you got to do to get your mind right. Do what you got to do to stay hydrated because it's going to be fire tonight. Episode 483, New Breed on the Block, Conduit Constrictors coming at you right now. Let's go.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, God love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot,
And we're live, episode 483 with Steven. Steven, Conduit Constrictors. What is up, gentlemen?
What's happening, MJ? How you doing, Amelia?
What's up, guys?
Good.
What's going on?
What's up, Steven? How are you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm doing great.
Great to have you. Hey, Steve, first and foremost, thanks for being here tonight, and thanks for your support. It was really awesome to have that phone conversation that we had, a little while back, and just to kind of, I'm not gonna lie, buddy, I didn't know you were even around. I had no clue. And then once, and this is kind of just shows you like the reality of how, I don't want to say there's many of breeders like you, because I will tell you, like, you've been around not that long, but your projects make it seem like you have been vested in this for a while, it seems like, because you're hitting not typical like 3-4 year breeder projects. You know what I'm saying? So again, after talking to you, looking into your account and see what you have going on, I was excited because you guys have amazing projects. So much to talk about as far as how this even started. First and foremost, I know you told me, Steve, that this started during COVID is when this really blossomed, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Can we take it from there?
Yep. So basically, we were sitting at the beach house with my sons, and we were just talking about snakes. And my son said, this is a business. I'm like, a business? And I had snakes in college, ball pythons in college. I had a love for animals. I live on a farm. We have chickens, dogs, cats, soon maybe horses. So we were just, sharing the idea, and my son Steve and Nick's the other son, and they're partners as well.
Right.
So that's the unique part about this. We're all financial partners.
Right.
Significant investment that we made, to kind of try and pull us into the game as quick as we could. And what really was the catalyst was when we went to Hamburg together.
Oh, so wow.
Went to Hamburg. We waited in line. I thought we were going to a Taylor Swift concert or something. It was crazy. I'd never seen anything like it. And right away, we were walking around, and we bought a few snakes, and it just kind of kicked off from there.
Yeah, and Stephen, what do you have to say to that? Because this is kind of unique. Normally you have a father-son, deal, but your dad's already talking about like there's business type agreements that you guys all have, right? And do you remember, Stephen, what age? Or I'm sorry, not what age, but when that moment was where you're like willing to take this to a business standpoint?
Yeah. So we got in about 3 years ago, and I was 25 at the time, still in college, still figuring out what I wanted to do. And my dad's an entrepreneur, and so is my mom, and they always own their own businesses. So I just grew up in that environment, of just kind of like making your own path and building a business, and that was very attractive to me. And then, we saw the animals. We fell in love with the animals. First and foremost, I mean, the snakes are just amazing, and we had passion for them. We have that in common, and then, it was me, my dad, my brother, and we were just like, let's just dive into this, like, why not? Like, this is awesome.
What's Nick's age?
He's 25.
Oh, wow. So you guys are pretty close in age.
Yeah.
Not too far apart.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. And here's the thing about having a partner in the ball python game, right? You have two minds. Well, actually, in this case, 3 minds, really to think about what to dive into. So who's really kind of throwing the idea projects, or I want to say the foundation projects you guys have right now? Whose ideas were these? Like, who was like, yeah, we need DG. Okay, yeah, we need Sunset. Okay, yeah, we need what was another one that you said, Emilio, that they have?
Monsoon.
I'm sorry. We're talking Monsoon tonight, guys, just so you know.
Yeah.
Right. So, but okay, so who's like, you know, because I feel like everyone has a strong suit, right? I'm sure you guys all have your strengths in all what you do, but who's the morph guy out of all you three?
Well, Stevens is definitely the lead on the morph. And thank God, because I got to be honest with you, if I would have, because I dove in just like a lot of people start, you know, just with so much passion, they want to get everything they can get, right? I had no idea in the beginning, in the very beginning, and I probably would have made a ton of mistakes. And Steven was the gatekeeper, so I wanted to buy everything. I'm on the phone. Let's get this. Let's get this. Let's get that. And no, and no.
That is a smart tool to have in the box right there, because it's so easy to not really know what you're looking at and just think, well, that looks cool, let me buy it. You know, that was my biggest mistake. Is if I liked how it looked, I want it, but I didn't really have no clue what the genetic was, what it did. It was all visual, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, and you know, we were very fortunate that Stephen had a high IQ from the very beginning on exactly what the codom genes worked with what recessive genes, and from the start, I mean, literally, we were so fortunate for that, because you know, we you can't even call it a mistake, but maybe 1 or 2 snakes, if that. So kudos to you, Steve.
All right, I have a question. Since there's 3 of you, I know Steven takes the lead, right? But are you all 3 voting on specific pairings or add on, you know, snakes or genetics you're adding to the collection?
Well, I mean, yeah, Nick also has a good, you know, a good eye, and we all cooperate, and we have our meetings and so forth. But you know, I got to be honest, Steve's definitely the lead sled dog. You know, he definitely, you know, he's got that. You know, if he wants to do something, I'm not standing in his way.
Dang, that's awesome. So, okay, so I got to ask you, Steven, like, how did you study the game, man? Because this could get overwhelming. Like, it got to the point where I saw, and also, mind you, like, you know, you have 3 people who are business minded into this, which is you, Nick, and then your dad, right? I came in this solo, not business minded at all. I didn't have deep pockets. So I eventually knew that if I really wanted to get into relevancy in ball pythons, I would have to drop some serious money. And reality, I just was like, well, I'm just going to work with what I love. And that's what I did, right? But for you, having this power, and when I mean power, I mean like pocket power, right? Where were you doing your homework at? Like, how are you finding out like what to get and what not to get, even to the level to tell your dad, like, Dad, we're not adding this because I know why. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, we were spending a lot of money, you know, and I was so, you know, it's so much money that like you have to do your homework, you know, like,
facts.
Or, you know, you could just potentially waste it. So that financial responsibility was a factor when I was researching and picking out projects. You know, I knew that, you know, I didn't want to throw any money away, you know, because at the end of the day, if I picked out the wrong animals, you know, it was on me to kind of, you know, bear that responsibility in that aspect. So, and I, you know, when I first was researching, I went on Morph Market and I just saw all these genes, and I'm like, and I love the animals. Like I looked at the ball python, I saw the different combos. I'm like, all right, I need to learn all of this. Yeah. Like I need to learn why this snake is $5,000 and this snake is $100, you know? And then I was like, all right, well, I need to learn what a recessive was or like an incomplete dominant. So I just need to study exactly what brought value to certain genetics. So recessives, obviously, they you know, they're more valuable. And then you get into the double and triple recessives, and they're harder to make. So their value, you know, increases. So it's a lot. But that's kind of where I guess I'll start.
Yeah, I know. Also, we tapped into the several communities out there.
Right.
Obviously, we watched the videos of Justin Kabelka. We watched all his educational videos and.
Hey, Steve, he's in the chats, by the way. Anything you want to say to him? Any message you want to give to Justin, by the way?
Absolutely. Thanks for all your help, Justin, man. We couldn't have done it without you, you know? And, you know, he spent a lot of time with us, and he really set us in the right direction. And we bought a lot of animals from Justin. Also have to send props out to Billy at Mutation Creation, because
Billy's here.
With his Patreon and his conversations with us and the animals we purchased, and you know, he has the gene review that on his Patreon that was really educational and really helped us kind of come together and kind of look at it from another perspective. You kind of get tunnel vision sometimes, and he was always look for the future. So Billy really was somebody to look up to. And yeah, we're real grateful for that, for sure.
Yeah, respect. Now, okay, Steven, I have to ask you, when was the first time you ever went to Morph Market?
It was during COVID. It was during COVID in, I guess, 2020.
Okay, and what were you doing as far as, you know, were you just? Hey, Steve, is that you, by the way? I think that's your laptop. Is that your laptop, or is there any you can hit do not disturb on your phone or on your laptop by chance?
I'm not sure.
just silence it.
Yeah, all you gotta do is silence your phone, I think.
I did silence my phone. Silence. I don't know where that's.
I think it's on his computer though. If he's using a Mac, it's more likely on his computer. All right, you're good. Don't worry about it, Steve. We'll rock it out. Don't trip. But anyways, your first time at Morph Market, right? I just feel like that could be an overwhelming experience because you are looking at a bunch of stuff, right? And even if you know what a recessive and an incomplete dominant is, you don't know what exactly has a future. And that kind of goes almost in anything, right? But do you have any stuff that you invested in that you no longer have anymore? Like anything that we got this, we kind of saw what it does and we don't want it no more.
The Candino. How about the Candino?
We picked up like 3 Candinos at that Hamburg reptile show.
Wow.
And that was our first snakes we bought. And then we didn't buy snakes for like another couple months. And I learned a lot in those couple months. And then I'd say we haven't made like basically very few mistakes since then. The next snake we bought was a pastel Enchi Desert Ghost Hypo. So, I mean,
pastel DG goes good together, I think.
That was a really good first investment animal, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. And where'd that snake come from?
We bought that from Fireball.
Oh wow. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got heavy into the clown combos. We really went deep with clown. We love the clown, and then we did a lot of Desert Ghost combos in the very beginning.
I see Desert Ghost is a huge foundation for you guys. Like you guys are pretty vested hard on Desert Ghost.
Yes, definitely one of my favorites, and I think you're one of your favorites, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the base of our collection is Desert Ghost and Clown. I think that's a good way to go. I think that clowns, there's so many amazing clowns, and there's so much potential, that I just feel like you can't go wrong with Clown. And then Desert Ghost it just cleans the animal up so much and brightens it up and makes it more vibrant. So yeah, that's the base of our collection.
Right. So, but we can all agree that DG Clown just isn't enough, though, right? Like that's probably like a good place to kind of work off of, but you need more than that, unfortunately, nowadays, right? Like you can't just have DG Clown stuff, right? Like it's and I noticed, one of the recent posts you guys have is you have DG Monsoon stuff going together, right?
Yep.
That's kind of like things you're working towards too. And I gotta tell you, the reason why DG Clown just isn't enough, as far as just making that, is because how many people are already making DG Clowns? Like there's like so many people out there who are coming in around the same time you guys were and just buying all DG Clown stuff or projects to hit DG Clown, right? So what other direction are you looking to take your DG Clown stuff when it comes to combos, Steven?
Yeah, so I'd say just adding the right or incomplete dominant genes. I think like if you just add like 1 or 2 incomplete dominants, you're just taking it to a whole new level, because there's a ton of pastel DG Clowns out there, but like a confusion DG Clown, I mean, that's just one gene, but it's
changes everything. That's
exactly.
that one gene changes everything.
Are you working Stranger into those combos at all? Because I see you working a lot of Stranger, and I really love that Stranger Fire Clown you hit. That was beautiful.
Oh yeah.
He's that's a wild looking snake, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pos head for something, right?
Yeah, Monsoon.
Woo.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get into Monsoon, spill the beans about this. What's happening? It's been 2 weeks. I want to know what's happening with this snake. What was it paired to? Because this is my jam right here. I've yet to make, because it says it's a GHI Mojave Clown, but this almost looks like it's a super GHI. It almost looks like it could be super GHI, but you guys obviously would know. But what's going on? What was this paired to?
So we paired that to the Stranger double head Monsoon Clown.
Oh wow, dang!
So yeah, we're trying to go after the Monsoon Clown and just add anything we think would look good in it. I think there's only one that's been made, so it's kind of uncharted territory.
Yeah.
So Monsoon Clown has been made, guys, or has it?
Are you talking about the Fire Moray Clown?
Yep, exactly.
That thing is incredible.
Yeah.
Off the chain.
Oh yeah, there you go, off the chain. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so we're working Monsoon into clown combos. We're working Monsoon into DG. The girl that laid today, I posted on our Instagram, literally today, was a Fire OD DG paired to a male leopard double het Monsoon DG. And we just got eight beautiful eggs today. So we're really fired up about that one. Oh, wow. Look at that.
I mean, okay. So here we go. Like, this is great because I want to talk to you guys about the whole name thing, right? Does it not, I don't want to say irritate you, because it's kind of a strong word, but like, what do you guys think about like there being different names for different versions of, in a sense, almost the same morph? You know what I mean? Because we're talking Monsoon. Now there's a Monsoon Clown version out there, visual out there, but it's called a Moray, and how do you guys move around that? Like, what do you guys, and I'm obviously just using this as an example, but any other stuff out there that just has multiple names for it? Do you guys maybe pivot around stuff that has multiple names, or don't mind working with something that has 4, 5, 6, or 7 names? Or what's your guys' take on that?
Well, we've never, we've just gone with the more traditional one, all Monsoon, all Hurricane. I'm not into the trick or I'm not saying, I know they're similar genes. They could be the exact same ones, but just from a conservative standpoint in the beginning, I didn't want there to be any question about, is this, and with the G, that was, pre-gene testing, which we utilize a lot. So we just kind of stuck, with more the conservative. We went with all confusion. We didn't go with the acid. So yeah, that was kind of our philosophy. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah. I think like with the Moray and the Monsoon, I just think it came out of two different breeders' collections, and then they just both named it different things. But I think they are compatible, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're the same thing. But there's some other genes out there like Hurricane Blitz.
Trick.
I don't know. What's the other one? What's
Trick.
the other? Trek? Yeah. That I don't think we know too much, like a lot of it we just don't know. And, as we get more information, you can kind of pick what you like, but.
Yeah. Justin saying in the chat that yes, Moray and Monsoon are compatible.
It's crazy.
Yes.
So that kind of solves that, right?
I mean, it's the same thing. Visually, you could see it. So
I mean, I never hear Moray until we bring up that snake, and otherwise it's always Monsoon. So I don't think this is going to be a problem anyways. This specific example,
yeah.
But there are other stuff trickling out there that I just can't understand. But I think maybe with time, majority of people who are the most relevant will come to a understanding that some things just aren't meant to even be relevant to what we do as far as names go in the morphs. But I think that time will come. So listen, okay. So I have a thing that I've been hearing a lot about Monsoon, that you don't want to stack certain incomplete dominants in Monsoon. You want to be very careful, obviously. So what are your guys' maybe take on that? Is there certain incomplete dominants or even recessives you're avoiding putting in Monsoon?
Yeah, pastel is we don't. I'm a huge DG pastel lover. And Steve will tell you, I'm not a pastel hater at all. In the proper combos, I'm all for pastel. I think it's just incredible still. But as far as the Monsoon, I wasn't impressed at all. So we're staying away from pastel in the Monsoon.
Yeah,
Steven,
what?
Yeah, I agree. I think pastel kind of ruins it. I think with pastel, you just got to be more strategic with what you're trying to make with it. It works great in some stuff, but a lot of stuff, I personally don't think it looks good in a lot of clown stuff, and it really blows out a lot of the pattern in the Monsoon. So I try to steer clear of it.
But at what point did you know that pastel is like, holy shit, like maybe we got to be careful with that? Like, look what pastel clown looks like as adults, and that, that stuff moving.
Pretty early, Steve, with the clown, not so much the Monsoon, that came a little later, but from the clown, it just kind of looked washed out, like I said. So I don't think we have one pastel clown.
Wow.
Actually, we have a firefly. We have a firefly clown het DG that actually produced some pretty cool animals, but that has DG in it,
Right.
Do we have a regular clown pastel?
We have two pastel clowns that are het DG, but no just regular pastel clown combo.
Right.
I want to get back to Monsoon real quick. For me, I don't want anything in Monsoon that's going to completely wipe out the pattern, make it too dark to where I can't see the strengths of the gene. That's what I would say. And that's what's happening with pastel, but it could also happen with the dark. If you go too dark, you're not going to see what makes the gene strong. You know what I mean? So that's part.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I agree, Amelia. Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
You good, Amelia? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I just, that's just kind of good advice just for anyone to understand that, like, when you're sitting on a snake that takes 3 years to breed in a sense, and then you have incomplete dominance in the mix, you could be in a place that you don't want to be in a sense, or just know exactly what to hold back and what to sell. And the fact that Steven just confirmed that you actually do have pastel stuff in the mix, Steve, are you guys focused on getting a lot of stuff that you produce that's just pastel clown out of the collection, and that's a lot of stuff that's available for sale?
I don't think. I mean, because I like we have it in the DG clown combos, which we produced a Firefly DG clown double visual, which is really cool looking, and we produced a pastel DG clown, and then a regular DG clown. But Amelia, I don't know what your thoughts are, but the Firefly DG clowns and the pastel DG clowns, they're way different looking, but I think they're pretty cool.
They're beautiful.
Yeah,
I love Firefly stuff, especially with DG. But I get where some of you out there are trying to lower the numbers because there's so much of it out there. So that when we talk about pastel, that's what we talk about. They're beautiful animals. In no way am I a pastel hater. I have pastel parents. Guys, I have pastel pairings. But again, I don't want to be at that 35% where the whole industry is. I'm at 6%. You know what I mean? And that's what I tell people. Again, guys, I am not hating on pastel whatsoever. It's just we have to be detail oriented with our collections.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to pay attention to trends. We have to, okay, like MJ says all the time, an adult animal has to look good.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like the end goal, right? That's where we're headed. We're headed to where we're looking at snakes that are 4 or 5 plus years old that still look similar to when they were babies, and that's like the competition. I think you should kind of put yourselves into, like, I want to make more prettier snakes as adults, because that's what's going to separate yourself from the person with the Sunset collection. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So,
and listen, I don't hate Sunset in my Amelia voice. I don't hate Sunset, guys. I don't hate Sunset. But you got to work it right. You can't just make a Sunset. And I'm assuming that's another big project for you guys. No Sunset, or how heavy are you guys in the Sunset game?
So we have we're working with Sunset clown combos. So Steve, you want to explain that?
Yeah, we definitely like Sunset. I think Sunset, like with Justin produced, like the Sunset DG hypo stuff is beautiful. The Sunset clown stuff's amazing that Miguel produced. So I think it's a good direction. And I think, like, with these newer recessives, like the Sunset and Monsoon, we just don't really know, like, what the potential is. And with where the industry's at, and we're kind of chasing these recessives and seeing if we add another recessive into it, like, how much better can we make it? So I think Sunset has legs.
Yeah, we have a Sunset Het Clown Leopard that is breeding now. So we're working him in the mix. He had some locks for us. And we also want to work that into some of our DG stuff. We also have several females, Sunset Het Clowns, that are, I would say, maybe 6 months away. And we also have a hypo that should be going this year at some point.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that last one you just said, Steve?
The hypo het Sunset female.
Hypo. I mean, hey, listen. I don't want to listen. I like you guys, Steven. I really like you guys, but hypo is where it's at. I'm just letting you know right now. DG can only go so far without hypo. You put those two together, and it's just like cookies and milk, man. It just makes so much sense. Like, it does not make no sense not to have DG and hypo. So I'm not saying it needs to be in everything, even though for me it needs to be. But I'm just saying personally, like, you at some point have to have hypo and DG going together, because you see how amazing and good these adults look. You know what I mean? I've seen hypo DG stuff as adults, and they are so beautiful. Like I'm talking about, you see it all in that snake, you know, as an adult.
Absolutely. Well, we're working on the hypo DG clown with codons as well. We've got several females, and we got a male. We got a real killer male that has yellow belly, black pastel, yellow belly, black pastel. It's visual DG, het for hypo, and het for clown, and red stripe. It has red stripe in it too. So we have a male that's going to be so we're
is there a wildebeest somewhere? Because I hear like a lot of like I just want to make sure everyone's safe where they're at, because I hear a monster.
Yeah, that's my dog chasing its tail in circles.
Oh, okay, sorry. Because it sounded like freaking American Werewolf in London right now, man. I was like, what's going on? Like, what kind of dog you have? Is it a Mastiff or what is it?
No, she's a pit bull lab mix, but she's crazy. She's full energy.
Okay, as long as you're safe, buddy. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic there. But you know, because kind of go back to Hypo Sunset. Like I said, you can't just not have anything else going into Sunset projects, because you're gonna have just a brown snake in for the most part. Not that everyone's Sunset as adults, I guess, are ugly. I guess I've yet still from someone's yet to still show me an adult Sunset that looks good. Okay, some people say they have one, and I've yet to see one. But I have seen that is changing with Hypo Sunset first and foremost. Hypo is making Sunset very beautiful. Okay, I've seen proofs of that. But Hypo Sunset with what incomplete dominance is in the future for you guys? You think?
Well, for sure the leopard. We want to work spot nose. You know, as far as the codoms, yellow belly. What else, Steve?
Yeah, Orange Dream. I think that would look great.
Yeah, I'm doing so.
Go ahead, Emilio. Say that again.
I'm doing Cypress, and guys, I gotta tell you, you're doing the Sunset Clowns. Justin, we want to see that spot nose Sunset Clown again if you still have it. We're dying to see that. I mean,
like an updated pick is what you're saying.
Yes, I'm dying to see that animal. I love that animal, and you add hypo to that. Oh my god. Love
Are
that.
you telling Justin what to do right now?
No. Listen, hey, it might take me longer, but I'm gonna do that one day. You know, so
that's a killer combo for sure.
Yeah. Okay, now speaking of killer stuff, like you guys remember when Justin started releasing like the Pompeii and stuff like that? You guys were around then, right? Or was that after? You guys came in after when he released it? Like, were you around when he had that whole launch and he revealed it and everything like that? Were you guys around at that point?
Yeah.
That was before us. That
was right before you guys in. Like, it had to be like a year or so before you guys.
Yeah. That was still the hot. I mean, it's still an amazing one of the.
Was
best
there a calendar
comments.
out by the time you guys were around?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we had the calendar up in our snake room.
By the way, those calendars you don't throw away. They're amazing. I love those calendars.
Yeah, they are cool.
But it is a good thing to be associated with certain communities within the reptile community, because you kind of get cliff notes, right? Like, you're obviously getting hints and ideas on what to do and what not to do. I would say one of the biggest things that I give it up to a lot of people who are on the forefront of these double and triple recessive projects is that they're showing you and revealing, or hold on, maybe not showing you. Let's pause right there. What are you guys' take on a lot of things that have been hit probably, but they're not being revealed because they're ugly?
Yeah, I've always wondered that the backroom snakes, the Wizard of Oz snakes, they call them.
I mean, I'm just saying. I think a lot of Sunset has to do with that.
Guys, I feel like we all have a responsibility to even show the ugly shit.
Well, for sure. For sure, at some point, you have to.
I agree.
But I feel like when you have so many eyes on you, or not even eyes, people invested in what you have going on, that one snake could change everyone's direction. Like, and it could scare people away. And I mean, sometimes you have to wait a long time to hit a certain snake, right? Like we are talking numbers here. And a lot of these snakes that are super hard to hit, if you miss, chances are not, it's going to be hard again to hit next year, right? So you don't always get your moment. So some of these people have to wait a couple years or 3 years or never at all to hit that snake again. And I just feel like that has to be the case with some of these genetics, not all of them, but some of these genetics. Okay. And like I said, if you're not right with sunset, it's going to make your snake look ugly. I'm sorry. I don't be mad at me, but there are certain sunset projects that weren't revealed right away for certain reasons. Hello.
Well, our male sunset heck clown, like a leopard, he's darker on him, but he has that like real bright orange stripe that goes across them that really glows. So I've seen some of the ones that you're talking about, but we got that male from Justin, so I don't know. He's pretty wild looking. The snake room's downstairs. I'd like, I wish I could show him to you, but I think he might change your mind, MJ. I really do.
Hey, I'm waiting.
Well, now it's your chance to take that animal, and work it your way, man.
Yeah.
You can't listen to the noise. You cannot.
Yeah.
And Emilio's not calling me noise. That's just a phrase. Listen, I've already sat here and say that there's going to be a point in time where sunset is just the right combo. And we've already seen it. We've already seen the right sunset combo because it's been revealed. Like I'm starting to become more of a believer of this sunset puzzle that Brock hit. I think that's going to be like, first and foremost, I always feel like puzzle's the ticket first and foremost. I think puzzle is like, that's another of like, wow, the future's bright with puzzle. Do you guys have any puzzle by chance?
Yeah. We're growing up a bunch of, we have some combo hats with hypo, puzzle, and pied, right?
Right.
With some codoms, all kinds of codoms mixed in. We're growing up about a half a dozen of them. So.
All right, shout to Billy. He sent this picture, and we're gonna get back to Monsoon because this, I do want to give also props to Billy because there was one heartbreak. I'm pretty sure this was the Gene. There was a heartbreaking video he had where he hit the one snake that was a monsoon, a leopard monsoon, and then it died. It died like the next day or something. He was like very heartbroken by it.
That's leopard, correct? That's dope.
This is leopard. This is a leopard.
That's dope.
Pastel. But this has pastel in it. This has pastel in it, though, respectfully. So he says, okay, this is a pastel leopard, yellow belly monsoon het pied that he made last year.
That's dope.
Gorgeous.
That's fucking sick.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah, Bill.
It's still young, though.
The monsoon pioneers for sure. He's been in this early on.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like, I really wish nothing but the best with Monsoon and Billy because Monsoon definitely put Billy through the ringer from that episode. You don't really see too many people go through it like that in the ball python game because ball python game is pretty fucking easy. I'm not gonna lie, but when it comes to being on the forefront of projects and being the first guy to have to hit it and recessive stuff, it's not easy at all.
So like anything, that extra layer or two made the animal amazing. That's what we're talking about. Even with sunset, same thing. Yeah. But again, pastel monsoon by itself, that's a no-go. But that animal's beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah. It's got yellow belly and leopard, and that's the kind of the beauty of this industry, right? You're your own creator, your own artist, right? And you have to take chances. And as an entrepreneur, that's what also attracted me to this business. The unknown, right? The creativity. What's behind the next clutch that you're having.
Yeah, nobody's telling you how to paint your canvas. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. That's the beauty. Like, and you get all these other influences. Like, there's so many bad examples of things not to do. Like, I mean, what I mean by that, just like projects that people are fulfilling for themselves, but okay, that's not for me. Or there's ones that are for you. But it's like, take your pick. The thing is, you just can't rush this. That's the biggest thing. Like, you can't want to hurry up and make a gene that you just started liking a week ago. Like, you got to sit on things for a while, and you got to know where you want to take things longevity wise. Me and Milo talk about this to our family members all the time. Like, you got to be thinking 5 years down the road. Like, if you're sitting on a project and you're thinking about it in 2 years, like, that's not really kind of putting yourself in the long run here. And if you're not thinking long run, then you're not going to last. I'm sorry, but longevity has to be in your mindset when it comes to this. It has to be.
Absolutely. Well, kudos to Steve. He naturally is a long-term thinker. He's an old soul. Yeah, he's looking 27, but I'll tell you, my son has a lot of vision, and it's always 2, 3, 4 steps down the road, and he naturally goes to that. So you're absolutely right, MJ.
And dude, listen, old souls are the best in this game. And I've met a lot of great old souls. Stephen Cush, who has the segment here on Trap Talk Network. I think he's 23 now, but I met him when he was 17, and he was so like grounded and groomed into what he wanted to do at that age. And I just think being involved in reptiles and stuff like this, like, kind of matures you very quickly. It really does. But you know, also when you obsess over it, it also speeds things up too. And I think Steven probably hit a point of obsession, and that's where he's at right now. It's a good place to be, though. Like, think about other things you could be obsessed with that are not good for your life. I mean, hey, this is a good place to be. All right. I love ball pythons, and I love the reptile community. It's a real fun place to be. And I don't know why anyone would be in breeding ball pythons, almost anything, and not have fun doing it. Right. Like, you know, you have so many opportunities to have fun doing what we're doing.
Well, the one thing about this ball python business that had taught me is patience, because in the beginning, I kind of planned things out, and I was not patient in the beginning. And Steve kept saying, "You got to be patient. You got to be patient." And I really toned it down and just got to start enjoying it, looking out. And once you kind of get to that point, to any new breeders and people are just getting the business, financial things changed and everything. I think that's probably a word of advice that I would give, is just enjoy the process and be patient.
I don't know if this is just the way it works, and that's why I feel like there's a time and place where you shouldn't think about it like this. But I could definitely tell you, in the beginning stages of me doing this, I'd be so quick to buy something where I would see a better version of what I was looking for maybe a week later, probably the same price. And I would kick myself in the ass, because like I felt like I wanted something and I wanted to buy it so quickly, where you just got to do your like canvassing, right? You got to go out there and see where it's at, who has it, because you got to understand, man, there's some breeders out there who are just willing to work with you and make you some fucking killer deals. And I think that's a smart breeder first and foremost, because that's how you get a lifetime customer, especially if you're doing it right. And I also got to tell you, it's not that hard. Like, if you have really relevant stuff and you've been doing it for a while, and you build somewhat of a following, dude, if you're lenient with your prices, okay, like, and I mean, even behind closed doors, nobody needs to know what you're fucking selling this shit for. But if it's someone who really supports you, and that could lead them to supporting you more, I think that's a huge tool that you should do at some point when it comes to you producing snakes. And I'm talking snakes you're not going to want and need, but that next person who's supporting you could really use those snakes. You got to find those people who are there around in the hobby. You know what I mean? And that right there takes time. Like, you cannot expect to come into something, making something that people want, but then have people around with money ready to give it to you when you're just someone who just popped around 2-3 years ago. There's too many other people who've been around who are getting people's money because they've been around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what people need to set themselves up for also,
Build your base, pretty much.
Build your base. Yes. Huge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Steve did a real good job of being really patient on getting the exact snake that looked the best, right? Had the best genes, and executed on it, because he was really, really picky, with basically every snake that we had that had to have, basically the perfect model look on it, and I was like, more like, let's get this. Come on, it's not going to be available. and he would always back me down. So yeah, he did that. I appreciate that, Steve.
You guys want to talk about collection size, clutches?
Yeah, let's get to
Sure,
that.
absolutely. Everything's on the table.
Go for it, E.
Yeah. So, all right. So when you guys first started, talk about your growth. Where'd you go?
Steve, you want to take that? Or you want me to take that one?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. I mean, we started thinking we want to, make a living off this business. And I'd say, we're aiming for 150 clutches, like ideally that's where we want to be.
Your first couple of years, like, tell me about that graduation at that growth.
Yeah. So last year we had 7 clutches, and that was our first year of breeding.
Okay.
And then this year we're probably gonna have around 30.
That's great.
Yeah. But
15 gravid snakes right now, so we got off to a good start. We could even be closer to 40, but yep.
Awesome. That's great. How about collection size? You want to speak of those first couple years, the growth, how at what clip you think you're going to be growing, stuff like that. Percentage.
Yeah. Also, I want to know, did it start with like 2, 4, 20? Like, was there a huge jump first and foremost? Like, let's get to that.
Yeah,
they went from 7 to 30.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I'm sorry. Okay, so how in a span of how quickly though?
So last year we did 7 clutches, and this year we're anticipating 30. And last year was our first year of producing.
7 to 30 clutches.
Yes,
that's great. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So obviously, how did you say your snake total? I'm sorry.
We have around 170 snakes.
Okay. 170 snakes.
And we bought 90% of them as hatchlings. So we raised them up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the right way to go.
You want to talk about avoiding headaches. You know what I'm saying? Like because these are very sturdy animals. Like they're like really hard to mess up a ball python. But it's even better when they're babies and you establish them yourself. You know what I mean? Because I will say, no matter how, I would say, no matter how good, where my brain's going right now, I'm sorry. No matter how hard it is to kill a ball python, I think when they are an adult and they have been bred and they're proven and they leave collections, I think that puts some sort of a stress on them. And not all of them can handle it the same way. Some people totally get fine, luck with it, but it's also something where coming in new, if you're trying to build a foundation, that's not always the wise thing to do, and start with that. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying it's not always not logical. Sometimes there's that right opportunity. Like, if the stars align and you need that snake, go for it. But to like buy someone's collection, like that right there, I feel like is a huge, like, obviously depending who that person is, but even if it's the best of the best, like, man, you're buying someone's used products. Like, I don't know, you have to be careful about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the young girls react better to change. The older ones are the ones that, in my experience, and again, it could be 50-50, right? But in my experience, the older girls are the ones that give some issues with when it comes to big change.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you go from 7 to 30, it allows you to adjust. That's a huge difference, by the way.
Right.
So, it's a good. It'll get you ready for that next level where you get to 60, 70 and whatnot, 80.
That's the goal. They're trying to do that. You guys are trying to get that. You're trying to produce that many snakes.
Yeah, they said 150.
150.
Yeah, that's a lot of snakes.
Yep, that's the goal.
Ultimately, yeah. But
Emilio, when was the last time you heard a new breeder on the block guest say they want to hit 150 clutches?
I haven't, but it's aggressive. But again, what I would say to you guys is that once you start hitting the 60 or that 30, that 60, that 80, you start to reevaluate, and you'll see, you'll figure out if those are the correct, if you're comfortable with those plans.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with shooting big, man. There's nothing.
I mean, there's 3 of them, so in a sense, it's 50 clutches each. That's feasible.
That's kind of what I was saying. Exactly, MJ. Yeah, there's 3 of us, so we have, it's not just one person, right?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. There's not just one person working for Justin, and there's a lot of other situations where it's not just one person. It's a whole team, and luckily with you guys, it's a family thing, and I feel like that's one of the biggest assets. Is you guys are all in it to win it together. You're all blood. That's a good position to be in, versus someone who is either good friend or someone that is a business partner, where it's like things just don't always work out in the end. But you guys are all like-minded. You guys are all on the same level. You know what I mean? As far as what you want to do. So 150. Listen. Even though you're not trying to say you're trying to hit 150 like next year or now, I wish you all the best in the because listen, we got to have someone doing it. You know what I mean? Not everyone got to be scaredy cats. Even though I don't mind people being scared of producing a lot right now, because you got to know. Okay, first and foremost, no matter who you are, okay, if you're producing stuff that's relevant, you're going to have other stuff that's not relevant as far as for you, and that becomes overhead. How much overhead do you really want for yourself is what you have to ask yourself, and obvious is space an issue, because it all comes down to space. You know what I mean?
Well, we should have enough space. We also produce our own rodents. We actually bought this farm specifically to do this, right? And we did it alongside of when we were starting to purchase snakes. It took us like 6 months to find the perfect place. So we did that just for the snake business. So the good thing too is Steven's mom and my wife, she's also a part of the business. And she,
what's your wife's name, Steve?
Gina.
Shout out to Gina. Shout out to Gina, and shout out to all the other cool wives out there, all the other cool husbands. You guys are awesome. Just want to say that. Yeah,
for sure. Couldn't have done it without her. She's been very supportive, instrumental in this, for me and the boys as well. And it's a true family thing. We're all building around this. We have Sunday dinners and it's all snake talk. And so if we didn't have that type of support, it would definitely be harder to do for sure.
What a dream. I could only dream of sitting around my table with my family, with my sons, and we're talking snakes, and they're old, we're old, and we're just what a freaking goal. I don't know if Lily would be down, because she just she watches from afar and she'll contribute. But actually, no, she would be down. She's just expensive. That's the thing. My wife right now, if I were to ask her to leave her job and come help me, I don't know. I can't afford that. It's unfortunate because she does really well where she's at. And so, we leave her there for now.
Well, when your son gets involved, right?
Yeah.
She's going to naturally get more involved, right? And that's kind of the process, so you never know.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. My wife's never said no to any help I've asked. I just don't, I'm kind of stubborn. I like my thing. You know what I mean? There's plenty of times where I could use help, but I won't ask for it because I would have to take time to tell you how I like to do things my way. And then I'm strategic, and there's, when it comes down to just even laying paper down a certain way, I have to have that done. And if it's not, I go back and do it. And so, and I'm kind of high strung, as you guys could tell. Right. So it's and my wife sees high strung MJ for more than 30 seconds, she walks away. She goes, I'm not up. See you later. You know what I mean? So that's why it's we have a great relationship the way it's working out. But day by day,
you're lucky to have that for sure.
I'm very blessed. And I think we're all here lucky to have that female power in our life to be okay with what we're doing, because you could have a son or a daughter who's into it, but then if you have that other half who's just not feeling it, changes the whole momentum of everything. It changes the energy, and it could pull you away, and it looks like nothing's pulling you guys away. And I think that's key right there. You know what I mean? You guys are dialed in, you're focused, and you have big goals, big goals,
Yeah. How about you, Amelia? You got a lot of, is your better half or your family involved, or is it just you? Just
what I can tell you guys is I do this full time. I mainly work it myself, but when it comes to the shows, my wife is killing it at the shows.
She's a bad man. Lisette is so bad, man. She is rad. Shout out to Lisette.
She kills it with the shows. She's a beast. I take care of all the animals, the mice, the the snakes, all together. Last year, my son helped me on cleaning day overall when I had a lot of babies. I worked the babies and he would work the adults. So that helped me a lot. But now, I don't have that. I might have it sometimes because he'll be on, he's on and off. He has a nice schedule. But I typically I do everything. I'm like MJ. I'm a control freak. So the babies, that's all me. I need to make sure, and I assess them all the time, make sure they're in rhythm, check body composition. The babies, you guys will see as you produce more and more and more babies, the babies need a lot of attention. So guys, 900 babies, no joke. Okay,
ready to go.
Let's go. Hey, the most babies I've produced in a year is 400.
Okay.
And when you add that to your collection, that's a lot of animals. So
that's a lot of animals.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
You're gonna need all 3 or 4 of y'all.
Right.
Yeah, but also let's talk about the other part of the the grind that you rely on your breeding success, and that's feeding your animals, right? You need to have food going into your females, or you're not going to have a successful breeding year, right? You guys been breeding your own rodents for how long now?
From the start, we got 7 Freedom Breeder racks. I got a mini split out there. We got a whole rat ASF, mice, the whole 9 yards. Steven runs the entire operation. I help him clean, but he's the rodent master.
No way. Okay, so Steven, you have all the menus full. You got the mice, you got the ASFs, you got the rodents, right? So how do you supplement all this to your to the collection? When do you feel like it's necessary for a mice or an ASF and then a rat?
So I definitely prefer to feed rats and ASFs over mice. I'll start the babies out on mice, and then if a snake doesn't take a rat or an ASF, I'll put a mice in there because it's better than not eating at all.
Right.
But yeah, they do great on ASFs in particular. They'll lay healthy clutches, like no slugs or anything like that. And the ASFs are also like easier to breed and take care of. They don't require as much cleaning and they don't eat as much food. Because rodent care can be so tough, especially if you're producing a lot of rodents. It is hard work.
It can literally ruin your day for sure.
Yeah.
If you're not on top, and I'm talking mainly rats, man. Rats are brutal. Like rats, if you're not on. And me, like I said, I didn't come in this with deep pockets. I had to do with what I can do, and I was still thankful enough to have Home Depot built racks for rat racks, right? But you know how many chew outs I dealt with? Like, you know how many times like a rat eventually just figured it out, and they're smart, and that's the thing. Like, even though the rats were brutal, I fell in love with these rats. Like, these rats were awesome. Like, I was like, because there would be times where you domesticate one so well where it's like, just you're cool with them, like they're not biting you, and I would say not a lot of rats did bite me. I remember there was a rule of thumb, and I learned from some of the OGs were like, man, if it chews, you kill it. Like, if you see that thing nibbling, put it down right away. And you're like, no chewers. And I feel like ever since sticking to that, I had the nicest rats in the world, and that became hard to feed off after a while. It was like, because I had my favorites, man. Like, I really did,
You should see our rats. Steven did, like, he bred in all like the tans, the gray, the blues,
the jumbos. Did you get the jumbo ones with the fluffy, it's like sheep fur? Like they look like they're sheep almost. Did you get those ones, like the real curly fur?
Yeah,
those are amazing, man. Those are the best.
Yeah.
We're gonna say E.
No, what I would say is, me, I have PVC racks for my snakes. Okay. But what I would tell anyone out there is, if you're breeding rodents, spend the money on the racks.
Absolutely.
If you have Freedom Breeder or ARS racks, you will never deal with a chew out. You will never deal. You will never have escapes. You will never have any of that stuff. So,
that's correct. Yeah,
guys, trust me. Anyone out there that's breeding rodents, Freedom Breeder or ARS, you have to.
Yeah, it's like it is, because there's no, you don't want to deal with these kind of headaches.
Yeah,
man.
That's a worry I do not have.
Yeah,
I sleep well at night.
Yeah. Well, I have a Maine Coon cat that does the cleanup, right? The farm, and he's a badass. He'll get chipmunks, squirrels, rabbits, birds. You know.
You guys are in Pennsylvania, right? You said PA.
Yeah, right outside of suburbs of Philadelphia. Yep, Newtown. Yep.
I need to take a visit out there, guys. I got family in Pennsylvania, so I gotta. There's gonna be a time and place I'll be in your area sooner or later. So
well, look us up, man. We'd love to see you. Check out you and the family. That'd be great, man. Anytime, MJ.
Now let me ask you one. I feel like it's. I mean, it does get cold in your area. Like obviously, you guys get snow, right? Does it stick every year, or is there times where snow doesn't stick sometimes, or how is it in your actual area where you're living in PA?
No, there's snow. It sticks. We had last 3 years been mild, but we've had some. Steve, if you want to talk about, we've had some. Before I got the mini split, we had like 2 little air conditioning systems, right?
Right.
So it always hasn't run smooth. Steve, if you want to just kind of touch base on, we had a major disaster. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So with the rodents is what you're talking about. That the rodents and the heat and keeping the rodents cool is such. I've spent so much time taking care of the rodents. Like, there's so many issues that come up, and it's all a learning process too. Because there's a ton of information on the internet, but at the end of the day, like, you're gonna have to go through it. And we have 2 fans we installed in the rat room that ventilate the rat room, and then we put a mini split in there. But there was days where it got 100 degrees, the temperature shoots up, and we lost a lot of rodents, like a handful of times. It just happened. It was awful. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And then all that work too, that's the hardest thing you have to really stomach is like, let's just say they're either a shit ton of babies or they're just a bunch of proven breeders. You had to wait a long time for all that. And now it's all gone. And if you're lucky, you can at least save it to at least keep it for food. But really, like, this is stuff to produce and continue on. And last year, dude, I just moved into this house a year ago. I had this new shed built, and the only way I could manage, like during the summertime, I'm like, it gets oddly hot where I'm at. Like it gets 90s. I would say at least 1 or 2 months out of the year, we have nights or more. We have days that are like 90s. And if I don't have certain fans going in that shed, my colony of ASFs that I have in there they're toast. You know what I mean? And I remember last year, the way I had my fan plugged, my dog caught the cord somehow and unplugged it. And I come in and I would see like maybe 4 hours of the fan not being on, and it was peak hot time. I lost like 4 colonies. They're all toast. And I want to say mainly it was the upper rack. And it's just one small mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just imagine, like I only have 1 rack. There's people who have a whole facility. Like, you know what I mean? Like a whole disaster could go down in a whole facility of rodents. And
they do not like huge temperature swings.
No.
At all. Whether it be hot or cold, huge temp swings are terrible. Cold is pretty bad too.
The best advice I could give everybody out there would be if you get a mini split, Mitsubishi mini split, but make sure you clean the filters regularly, because that's what stung us. We didn't clean. We didn't know how to clean, and that's what got us in the middle of the summer when it was working. Now we'll never make that mistake again. We clean the filter, every other week type of thing. So
So I just saved myself probably a few $100 because, you know, I look at the mini split and I'm like, I don't want to mess with that thing. Like I'll hire someone come do it. But there are small maintenance things that are crucial that you can even do yourself. And I didn't know that. And I gotta say, the guy who, so I got this installed from someone who's not an installer, but kind of knew what they're doing. And then I eventually had to call a professional. And the professional came out, he did it. I got charged, right? And then about a couple weeks ago, I noticed there was water dripping from the front. And I'm like, and it wasn't putting out cold air. And I was like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh shit. And then here we go. I have to call this guy to come back out. But all he told me to do is lift the front. He's like, just check the filter. And goddamn, was my filter dirty as shit. And, you know, one of those filters that you can just rinse off, you know. But I'm talking, my shit was caked. Like, you know, I get a lot of dust in my room, apparently. But it fixed it. That was it. That was the fix. I couldn't believe it.
Clean your filters, right? It could really put you in a bad position.
And, you know, I'm a new mini split owner, so I didn't know that that's something you got to do, but that's very crucial. Go ahead, E. I'm sorry.
That and have an AC guy on call at all times because
that too. Yep, I got shout out to Josh. I got Josh.
Anything can happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's on deck. That's you know, that comes with a lot of things too, man. Like electrical, like if you're not much of a handy guy like me, like I'm handy with things I'm obsessed with. I'm not really obsessed with building, unfortunately, like I used to be, but you know, the whole leveling shit and measuring, like I'd rather get someone who knows what the fuck they're doing because I got no patience for that. But it's good to have that asset under your belt, first and foremost. But if you don't, got to know someone who's ready, who can, you know. And I want to say shout out to my pops out there. But in the beginning, my dad, he was my electrical guy. And, you know, he helped me so many times with heat and just knowing how to do things. And you know, I will say eventually at some point, you got to learn how to do this shit because, you know, there's going to be times where, you know, it goes down. And so, but yeah, I would say hire a professional for the AC unit for sure.
Yeah.
Also, guys, fresh breeders at all time.
Yeah.
You gotta have fresh breeders growing up. You know, I would say every 3 months.
Tell me more. Can you break that down a bit more, Emilio? What do you mean by that?
The breeding life of these rodents at their best, at their peak, is very short. You're talking about, I mean, I've heard of some people replacing their breeder stock every 5 months, 4 or 5 months. I go a little longer, but yeah, it kind of bit me in the butt, you know, during this winter. But I do like to switch them out in the winter time. But I will have more and more breeder females growing up throughout the year. It's just a safer bet.
Yeah, we also supply another, you know, some big breeder and some pet stores too. So
I was going to ask you, is there anybody else in your area that you're hooking up? Because that would obviously make a lot of sense why breeding rats would be the best thing, because, you know, you're feeding your stuff, but then also, you know, at least getting a little bit of coin elsewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we've been doing that, but the challenge to that is obviously having enough consistently, and even though we have the space and we have the racks, it seems like, you know, you can never have enough, right?
Yeah. Because we're always having more snake, you know, hatching more babies, and then, you know,
that's where sometimes if you could freeze some surplus for when the times that you are running out of product, you can get, if you present your room real well, you'll get these animals to eat frozen thawed. You know, at least some of them. So that can help you.
Yeah, and I also want to say, like, there's a technique to thawing out these rats too. Like, you know, like I'm not a big believer with like soaking them and soaking wet and offering them like that with the ball python. Chondros, emeralds, because of their heat senses, I think it's more important. But man, if you could just like naturally defrost this rodent and even kind of warm it up where it's just not wet, and you have a good eating snake, that thing's going to take it no problem. I mean, a good ball python eater will eat fucking anything. You know what I'm saying? From my experience, but Emilio's right. It doesn't hurt to have, like, you know, stock on, you know, ready to rock and roll in case
you know.
Yeah, we have a freezer but we're just so spoiled with the feeding live. You know, as you guys know, I mean, you get spoiled just to want to feed the live, you know. But we have one retic, right? Retic, so I won't get anywhere near that thing, but Steven, he'll feed the Retic, and it just never, it's got a big, huge appetite. Yeah.
I got this close today. Like, it was one of those days where I'm just moving, not really thinking. And I had it's funny because I keep saying I have no more big snakes, but I actually do have one super dwarf Retic. That's not huge. Like, it's but it's still decent. It's still 7, 8 feet, right? But I was just like thinking, like, why am I? It was just one of those things where I thought I lost my train of thought, and I'm thinking, like, why am I in front of this rack? What do I need to work on? And I just started pulling stuff, and I didn't know I was pulling the Retic tub. And this thing is just like, it's just one of those things that just sits there ready to eat whenever. And I wasn't thinking. I'm thinking, like, is this one of my adult ball pythons? And I pull it, and it just happened to come like this, like. I saw its mouth and everything, and I'm like, no, and like, man, like that got me out of my brain fart for sure. I was like, woo. So I kind of do. I will miss those moments with Retics, but and also
she's super sweet. She's super sweet.
Yeah, but she just wants to eat, man. She's a sweetheart, but she just always wants to eat, and that's the thing about Retics. They always want to eat. They're always down to eat, man.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, yeah, it's just that's cool that you guys have a Retic. Is it just a mainland, or what is it, Steven?
It's a Kalatoa super dwarf.
A pure 100%?
Yep.
Yeah. Who's it from?
It is from Reach Out Reptiles.
Oh, Garrett, nice. Okay. And it's a female, male? What is it?
Female. My brother Nick got it a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Tight. So I got it, Nick's the wild one, then I'm guessing.
Yeah.
He is.
How do you know?
I mean, come on. He bought the Retic. So is he not pursuing any kind of project? Is he just bought it because he liked it? It's just a pet?
I think he does want to breed. Yeah, he wants to breed her. He's just waiting to buy a male, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dang. Awesome.
I guess it take about 3 years, right? Like 3-4 years. So I think the Retic is probably close to 3 though. So it's getting there, right?
Yeah, I think about 3-4, just like ball pythons, especially if they're eating right and they're smashing food, which all Retics are, Retics are pretty easy, man. That's a straightforward, fun project. It's just a lot. Like, you're looking at potentially getting a lot of eggs. Like the 2 Retic clutches that I got, which came from a 50% super dwarf. First clutch was 32 eggs. The second one was 43.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
oh, Jesus.
And mind you, I loved them all. Like, they were so neat. Like, you want to talk about a fun experience when you have a reticulated python come out of an egg, because they're very bold and they're fucking they're ready to take on anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's a fun experience. But when they're in your rack system for the first 6 months, after 6 months, and they start pushing and they're like, get me into something bigger. Oh man, your heart starts to race, especially when there's like 30 of them. because they shit and piss. They're messy in a sense because they like to eat and they push it through pretty quickly, So I think hatchlings is almost a daily chore, even with ball pythons, but with Retics, it's an everyday thing for sure. 100%. And I think Retics in general is an everyday thing because you never know. Those things, one day they're fine, next day there's shit all over the glass. You know what I'm saying? So it could really kind of make your maintenance overhead go up there for sure. So definitely tell Nick to, hey, he's doing a good job just having one and then add the other one down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
So real quick, guys, let's last week I named the current market, the boogeyman. So talk to me about what you guys are seeing with the market, the boogeyman. Are you guys scared? Are you guys adjusting? How are you adjusting to what you're seeing right now? If any adjustments?
Yeah.
Well, we're still, we still, sell snakes pretty consistently, all over the United States, mostly from morph market. We just vended Tinley. We sold some snakes to Tinley. We just vended Gettysburg. We're going to Atlanta. So we're just kind of getting on the show circuit, enjoying it. but you don't sell a whole lot these days. So yeah, I mean, it's been interesting. You know, I like the boogeyman analogy for sure. But you know, we're trying to grow our store here too to have a broad variety, and I think that can, you know, that can help, and just producing animals that are unique and that people want, you know, and be patient. And the other thing I like about this business, Emilio, is the fact that even if you don't sell it that, you know, month or, you know, even 2, 3, 6 months, you know, your assets getting bigger, they're getting closer to breed, you know, whether it's a male or a female. It's not like I used to have my own TV network. I was in television advertising for years, had my own TV network of 50 million households. And once you had an ad, okay, and time doesn't repeat itself. It's gone. The inventory's out, right? As with the snake, sure, you got to feed it, take care of it, and all that. That's part of it. But you still have your inventory. So that was one of the things that attracted me to this business. But as far as sales and so forth, you know, we're getting sales. We get a lot of compliments on our store. But we could certainly always sell more, you know, more. We got an election year coming up. Looking forward to that. I think that, you know, could hopefully, you know, ignite things for everybody. But, you know, my sons and I, we meet all the time. And what my advice to everybody is, you know, you got to be patient, right? And, you know, things can change on a dime. I've seen more and more people in this industry come in, you know, both, you know, nationally and internationally. So, you know, I think the future is bright.
In other words, keep the boogeyman in the closet.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Just keep producing good stock, you know, have a purpose for where you're going, you know, be innovative, you know, and that's kind of what we're doing. And I think things will take care of itself. But grow them up, be patient, enjoy the animals. Like Steve said in the beginning, we really love the animals. So I had a little adjustment in my expectations. I settled in, and when we do make a sale and we can ship out a snake, it's a great thing.
And I think the whole not panicking because you can't make a sell is the idea thing too. You know what I mean? Like if something isn't selling, you need to be in a position where it's okay that it's not selling, you know? And you can't be in a position where you're so caught up in your thoughts thinking nothing else is going to sell that, you know, eventually you get into a fucking spiral and then you're just really double thinking everything. But also like, and also like, you know, if you're doing that, really, are you really loving what you're working with? And if you're not, you need to figure it out. That's all this comes down to. You got to love with what you have, you know, and you have to think long-term too. You know, there's so many things that maybe you can't sell, but if you just hold on to that, and I'm talking like 100% hets and all that stuff that aren't visuals, and you're better off keeping it anyways if you can, and make babies that are even better, and then you'll sell those, you know. But you know, like I said, a lot of people put themselves in a position where they don't have the space for this stuff. And I'm thinking that's like the biggest stress factor is a lot of people out there breed with the hopes of selling where they could free up space. And now that this, you know, thing happening in the market where things aren't selling the way they're selling, now what? Now they have all this stuff that they can't even hold back. You know what I'm saying? Because of space. And so, you know, there's just a lot of things to prepare for out there, right?
Yeah, I can touch on the market a bit too. You know, when we first came in, I think we came into like the hottest market. Like we came in during COVID.
Sure.
I remember, I remember somebody posting an animal and it's selling instantly. Like,
yeah. And
it was so hot and everyone was so like, oh my God, this is amazing. And everyone's making money. But you know, there's a downside to that, obviously, which is where I think we're at now. You know,
yeah. What comes up must come down. That's just how it works.
Yeah. But there's only so much you can do, you know, like not each of us doesn't have control of the market. So like I try to focus on things that I am in control of, you know what I mean? Rather than things that I'm just not in control of. I think you have to acknowledge it, but moving forward, you know, you have to just keep going and keep, you know, keep having that goal in mind.
Yeah, that patience and that know-how comes with time. Stephen Senior talked about patience earlier. I think you guys have it figured out, but again, every year you're gonna learn that patience and that calmness that comes with you know, getting that experience under your belt.
Yeah,
I could tell you in the beginning for me, man, like, and most people in the first 5 years, you're like, oh my God, this stuff is not selling. That's everybody's, you know, Achilles heel, I'd say. Everyone freaks out.
Yeah, but then again, if you're so worried about selling and it's only been 3 years, what are you doing? Like, why are you so focused? And the thing is, it's because they spent a lot of money on year one with their head thinking, I'm going to make this shit back in 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're putting timelines on themselves. You can't do that. Like, you don't know where things are going to be at. You could just hope for the best as far as timeline goes, but you can't rely on it. You can't rely on timelines. Like, it's not smart.
Yes, this is definitely a long game.
Yep.
Ball pythons is a long game, and I don't think, you know, you just don't understand that. Like, until you've actually been in it for years, you learn that, you know, this business and this hobby it takes time.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But I will tell you, we real pride ourselves on mindset, but it does get difficult sometimes. You know, I could feel, I could feel the pain out there sometimes. And, a lot of guys came off the Dallas show that, it was a good marketing opportunity. It always is at shows. It's always nice to have be in the club and, go see other people and market yourself and so forth. But, it's definitely markets, has its challenges right now.
Yeah, just like any market, though, like, just like anything you do in life, it's going to have challenges. The beauty is, like, man, the challenges come with keeping animals. Like, this is fun. Like, it's not, I just know that waves come and go. And I know if you're really meant to be doing what we're doing, you will have luck at some point. Like, good things do happen to people who wait. And that's a real true saying in the reptile world. If you just do things right, you keep your fucking mouth shut. All right, unless you have a podcast and you have to talk, right? But I'm just saying, dude, things come your way. You just gotta wait. Just wait. Wait for your wave and ride that shit out as long as you can. And then there might be a while till you get your next one. But just wait. The waves come.
And let's be real. A lot of people out there, they don't got the wherewithal.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
You've done many businesses. Any American business. It's just, it's not just ball pythons, or the reptile industry.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. My favorite analogy to the snake business is if there's any stock investors out there, right? And, like, you got to hold, you can't get panic and then sell and then buy back in, you got to be patient. And when you're patient, you're financially rewarded. And I think the same thing, will hold true here for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Listen, I got a wrap-up question for you. And then Emilio, once you come up with the wrap-up question after me. And, obviously we're talking about so many great pieces of advice that we're just coming from experience, right? We all have experience so far doing what we're talking about tonight. But patience can only lead to one thing, right? And that's like for instance, I only learned patience until I got into the reptile game. Like, I always knew I struggled with patience, but I knew that if I don't have patience doing this, I'm not going to last, because it's like almost staring at an hourglass, right? Like, dude, you're going to fucking go crazy. And the thing is, people drop a lot of money out there and they're like, well, shit, I got these snakes. I need to get a logo. Oh my God, I got to make myself look good. And then they get to the point where they come up strong and then they just stop posting and then they disappear for a little bit, right? which isn't always a good thing, because I think you have to be active. You have to stay involved with even people who are killing it, right? I think, being around them, letting them know, like, good shit, good job, right? But bottom line, like, let's hear it from you two. Like, what's some advice for anyone out there who's in the thick of it right now? And what I mean by thick of it, I'm meaning they're on their first, second, even third year, sitting on 30, 40, 50 grand invested, and they just aren't ready to breed yet. And they're just waiting, and they don't know what to do. They're not posting. They're just not saying over it, but they're maybe losing patience. What's some advice out there for them?
Well, I would just say, get out in the community, right? Be active on your social media, right? And you don't just have to show clutches, right? There's so many things that we do from a day to day in this business that people want to see. They want to be, they want to know, what you're thinking, what you're working on, the genes, your thoughts, where you're feeding. So get yourself out there on the social media. And what do you think, Steve? What's your advice?
Yeah, I definitely say get active and engaged in the community. Like, we've all probably been through what a new person has been through, and we could, give them advice and guidance. But yeah, just make relationships with people in this community. I think that's probably the most important thing if you're getting discouraged.
Yeah, and the Patreon, like MJ's Patreon, Billy's Patreon, Justin's Patreon, and there's a lot of them out there, and there's a lot of really good people. There's knowledge. They share the same things, the challenges that you have. They can answer your questions. I think the biggest thing that we had the benefit of, right, from what I watch on all the old podcasts, I talk to a lot of people, back when it was competitive, everybody, it was misinformation. They didn't really want to help you. When we got into it, it was the exact opposite. Everybody open arms. They were helpful. They wanted you to succeed. Mostly everybody's been friendly to us. So,
we'll see, because now there's the FBI ball python page. So now you.
Yeah, right.
But here's the thing: if you're not hooking up people with information nowadays, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Like, we're not in that time anymore. Like, it's all about letting people know what's going on, being transparent. And that's how you hook people in, and also that's good juju, man. Like, this is why I feel like if you do good in this, it comes back your way. Do good by others. That's why if you really look at the people who are really successful in this, and just seems like they have a lot of good luck. Well, guess what? They take care of a lot of people. And that's why you are going to be successful in this, if you just take care of your people, man. Take care of your customers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely. And a shout out to you, MJ and Amelia. I've gotten a ton of knowledge from you guys. I watch you all the time. It keeps me engaged, right? I feel like I know you guys like really well, right? Even though I know you, obviously, I just feel like I know you so well, and it gives you that feeling, like you have a team member. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we're all in this together, man. And it's like, it could be, because listen, it can be hard to deal with some people out there. Let's be real. And when you have a circle, like you guys are a unit. You have Nick, Steve, and Steven, right? Like, you could get in a mental state where you're like, fuck everyone, let's just do this ourselves. But you can't do that. Like, you can't say fuck everyone, because you need people, but you don't need everyone. I'll tell you that much. You gotta bob and weave, right? Like, just like every garden that gets weeds, people get weeds in their lives. Like, you gotta weed fucking people out that just aren't fit for your VIP section in life. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's nothing personal, because there's some good people out there, but it just doesn't, like, it's not a fit. You know what I mean? And that's why you have to read the signs and, the red flags, and that the stars align, then there you go. But you got to trust your gut. And this is why it's good to have, you have certain strong suits, Steven, that not a lot of people have, unfortunately, like for instance, patience and knowing what morphs you really want to work with. There's people out there who dump thousands of dollars into what other people want to work with morph wise. They don't even really want to work with it, but they're just do it because it's trendy. That's not going to work for you either. Like, you got to have a true passion for these morphs. And I feel like that's you're like Megatron, like you're like the head of Megatron.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like Voltron.
bad business practices cannot make it any longer in this game. Any bad business practice, we are all connected now.
Yep.
Anything that is done against a keeper or misinformation or misleading or just treating people bad, we'll all find out in 5 minutes.
100%.
We are all connected now.
Yep.
There's no way for anything that happened in the past, the old days, to make it now. It's just not going to happen.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more, Emilio. It's good. It to have that level, of community and a small community at that's growing, but it also gives you a level of accountability, and which is nice in this industry, and everybody kind of sticks together, and we got each other's backs, and anybody out there that's thinking about getting in, I couldn't be happier with this. This has just been in so many ways so fulfilling and team building, and just kind of touches everything. And I still think it's like Christmas every day when you have those babies, right?
Oh my God. I mean, listen, I love anything I can do in life that makes me feel like a child. I had a good childhood, man. Like I had a fun childhood. Like I all I had was fun. I mean, yeah, there was rough times, of course, but I had a fucking fun childhood, and nothing makes me feel like Christmas morning when it's time for a baby come out the egg, man. Like and I ball python, no matter what the species is, it doesn't matter. It's a living thing. I'm giving something earth, and I get to see it breathe in front of my face. And it's something I get to say I do for a full-time living. And it's like, I can't even tell you how dreamy that is for me. Like, and all I have to do is take care of people and do the right thing. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds like an easy task for me right now.
And what I would tell you guys is, aside from our,
if I find out there's a ball python guy texting Steve, and Steve, I want to know, because I feel like this. Hold on, immediately I have to address this, because I feel like this is a strategic move, and if I feel like I think I know who this is, you're an asshole. But listen, Steve, I want to know who the hell it is that's blowing you up after this. And if it's a family member, God bless them. But if
it is a snake guy, but I can't say. I can't.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Hey, I don't care who it is. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. Okay, go ahead. Emilio.
Aside from our families and our business, our main responsibility in this game is to build it. We need to build it bigger for all of us.
Yes.
And for the future. If we do that, everything is going to be fine. That's our main responsibility, aside from our family and our business. Take care of it and grow it.
Yep. What's your wrap-up question, Emilio?
Well said, man.
All right, my wrap-up is pretty simple, man. It's what we do this for, right? What's that one combo you want to have in your racks that you can produce in the next 5 years? Give me one, each of you. Or agree. You guys could agree on it.
Look, Steve, you go first.
I'd say if we hit a DG Monsoon, that would be my answer.
Well, that was on my list, but there's a lot of other. I really want a combo clown monarch.
Ooh. Dude, this man just said monarch. That is amazing. Wow.
I got something for you later.
Wait,
I'm telling you.
Do you guys have both? Do you have Ultramel and Monarch, I'm assuming?
Yes.
We do. We do. And you don't have to choose. You just don't. They're both incredible.
Okay.
All right. Listen. All right, guys, listen, amazing episode, okay? Before I let you guys go, of course, just like anyone else, I got to put you through the hot seat questions, all right? And this was a really awesome episode. I want to say all the people who've been tapped in. We've had 90 to almost 100 people this entire time, so thank you to everyone who's been tapped in. But hot seat questions for Steven and Steve, all right? And you guys, the way this works, the quicker the better, and I'll need you guys to answer at the same time. Are you cool with that?
Let's do it. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, here we go. Hot seat questions coming in hot. Please get the likes up. This was an amazing episode. And of course, Emilio ends it in Emilio style with the hot seats. And here we go. Hot seat questions coming hot. Let's go. Frozen thought or live?
Live.
Live.
First thing you would feed a baby ball python?
A mouse.
A cut or no cut?
Cut.
On what day?
55.
I didn't hear Steven. I didn't hear Steve say anything.
I like 57.
All right, respect. Incubator temperature?
90.
Steve? You there, Steve? You got us? Can you hear us?
Oh,
Can
he's
you
frozen.
Wait. Oh, wait. Am I frozen?
Steve, yeah, that's what we keep it at, 89.9.
Okay, but you can hear me, right? I'm not frozen, am I?
No, you're not. I thought Steve was for a second.
No, Steven's on it. Don't try to make an excuse right now, Steve. Steven's on it, bro. He's spitting fire right now. All right. How about this? Favorite arboreal snake?
Oh, man. A chondro?
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I have to go with the chondro for sure.
To spray or mist a ball python, or to never spray and mist a ball python?
Missed all day.
Right.
I missed it at least 25 today, so missed all day long.
I'm a mister myself.
Yeah.
Milo doesn't have to miss shit. He's in Florida, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, how about this? Yay imports or boo imports? If it was up to you guys to make imports legal or illegal, what would you do?
Yay.
Nice. Yeah.
What about one dream reptile you would love to import? Let's just say you had all the property in the world, no matter what it was. What would it be? What would be your dream reptile?
It'd probably have to be a Bolling's python.
Nice. I like your style, Steven. Let's see what your dad does. If he says milk snake, I'm going to be very upset.
I would say, oh Jesus, I just so all in with ball pythons.
You can say ball python, buddy, if you want. Go ahead.
I'll just say ball pythons.
All right, a zoology.
But I'm just say ball pythons.
No, you're good. Okay. Yay sports or boo sports?
Yay sports. All day long.
Favorite sport?
Football. Go Eagles.
Tennis.
Wow. Tennis. Oh my God, this guy tennis. All right, epic. Van Halen or Sammy Hagar?
Van Halen.
Van Halen.
All right, respect. Steak or fish?
Steak.
Steak.
Favorite cut of steak?
Ribeye.
Ooh, yes. Bone in or bone out? I gotta ask you.
Bone in.
Bone in.
Bone in.
All right.
Bone in all day long.
All right. Little word association. Say the first thing that come to mind. Whatever comes to mind. You guys ready?
Yep.
Milk.
Cookies.
Cookies.
Substrate.
Cedar.
Yeah, cedar.
Favorite incomplete dominant.
Orange Dream.
Spot nose.
Least favorite incomplete dominant.
Spider.
Pastel.
Both. Pastel spider. Okay. First time ball python breeder.
Us.
Respectfully. Okay. One reptile show you would love to vend that you have not vended yet.
Pomona.
Yeah, Pomona.
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to the Reptile Super Show. Last but not least, and then we're going to get Emilio's. You ready? Coolest reptile network in the world.
Trap Talk.
Trap Talk.
Let's go. Emilio, don't go easy on them. Get them, bro.
All right, guys, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4. But they have to be fast, and one's got to go, and it is what it is, because we have to make hard decisions sometimes, right?
Let's do it.
Sunset, Hypo DG, or DG or Enhancer Kiki? I went with DG or Enhancer because I saw that you have some Enhancer in the collection. So again, I'm going to repeat that. Sensei Hypo DG or DG or Enhancer Kiki. Which one's got to go?
Is it the triple?
DG Enhancer Kiki would have to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I go with that. Yeah.
All right. I agree with that. I agree with that. Second hot seat. One's got to go. Kraken or Stranger DG Clown?
Wow.
Oh, man. Right through the heart.
Yes.
I don't know. Oh my God.
The Kraken.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Levance's. That shit was fucking ridiculous. So
I'd also have to say the Kraken.
See ya.
All right. One's got to go. No excuses. No, nothing. Okay. Ultramel or Monarch?
Yes.
Ultramel.
See ya.
Ultramel.
See ya. Dude, get the fuck out of here.
All right.
There's no comparison. Stop it.
Last one, and this is one we always ask because it means a lot to us here. Okay. One's got to go, and this one's hard. DG or Hypo?
Oh, come on.
Hypo.
Hypo. That's
crazy.
That's an easy one. Sorry, guys.
No.
Have a good night. See you later. I don't give a shit. Hey, listen. You at the end of the day, you can't go wrong with either. Let's be real, okay? They're two very strong, potent, but they do better together. It's kind of like like think about like you got two rival gangs that should just get along because like you know what I mean? Like let's hang out. But I gotta tell you one thing that don't belong together at all, and they need to stay on their place. Ultramel Monarch, keep that shit away. Keep that on different spectrums of what we do, and respect the dark game. Monarch is where it's at. I'm telling you right now, the future of Monarch, I cannot wait. I'm so confident that Monarch is going to be blowing so many other things out of the water. I'm telling you right now, I have a good feeling about it. The only thing I don't feel good about is I don't have any, but I'm going to be a fan. I'm going to be a spectator. I'm rooting for all the Monarch guys out there. Let's go. Please make something sick. I cannot wait. So
I'm gonna go out on a limb and tell all of you that, in my opinion, DG Hypo might be the best double recessive combination base out there.
I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. I love that combo. I still love DG Clown, but you got to go the trip. You just go right to the trip, right?
Yep.
Go right to the trip.
Yep. You can't go wrong. Listen, what an amazing episode, you two. You guys did great. And one thing about amazing episodes, I know you guys are going to be back again. I cannot wait to have you guys back here on Trap, and we talk more about what your current projects are going to be doing for you guys. And I gotta say, man, the future looks bright. I had a good feeling after looking into you guys, after I talked to you, Steve, but after really talking to you guys right now, man, I cannot wait to not only meet you guys in person, but just to have you back here and talk about all the stuff you're doing in the ball python game, because you're making it fun for everyone else. And that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? It's, I gotta make it enjoyable for everyone else as well. And that's what you guys are doing. So good job, man. I appreciate you guys so much. And thank you so much tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Feelings mutual. Thank
you.
you.
Guys, it's been a pleasure. Can't wait to, get together at shows and talk a little bit.
That'd be wonderful, Emilio.
Yeah, maybe if you can't make it out to Trap Fest this year, maybe next year, Steven. But I would love for you guys to come out to Cali. I'm doing my best to get Emilio out here as much as I can, because I know would be great at a Pomona someday, and so would you guys. So let me know what I can do to get you guys out here to come hang out someday. But San Diego's a beautiful place. I don't know if you guys been yet, but
I've been there a lot of times. Used to do a lot of business in San Diego.
All
right there on, at the harbor. So that I love it. It's
epic.
You're geographically spoiled.
I really am, and I could go on a list of why that's true. But anyways, I don't need to do that. It. But listen, for people to stay on top of everything that's going on for you, gentlemen, other than Instagram, your website's also a good place, correct? Anything else you guys want to shout out before we let you guys go as far as plugging any info?
Yeah, Steve does a good job on the YouTube. Steve, you want to talk about the YouTube?
Oh, YouTube. What? Tell me.
Yeah. We We have one video up so far, but we're starting to create, starting to get more consistent. So
Yeah, we
stay
shot
tuned.
10. We shot 10 and we have one. So but they're all good. Steve just hasn't posted them, but that's fine.
And when did you start this? I'm just curious.
We started we launched the YouTube channel in
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And you only have 7 subscribers. Guys, can we please fix this right now? Let's motivate these gentlemen to start posting and getting it cracking on YouTube, because with your guys' projects, we're going to need that vlog, guys. We're going to need this weekly updates. Let's go.
Absolutely.
All right. There you guys go. Conduit Constrictors on YouTube. Go subscribe. Also go follow on Instagram. You can find all the links in the description below. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your nights. And we can't wait to have you back again. But guys, do me a favor. Give it up for Steve and Steven. It's a wrap for Conduit Constrictors.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, guys. Thanks, MJ. Thanks, Amelia. It was a real pleasure, man.
Thank you, guys. We'll talk again soon. And Steve, I'll chat with you soon. I'll talk to you soon, buddy. Have a good night. All right.
Peace.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Later. Fire.
Damn, guys, man.
Heat. Episodes like this could go two either ways, right? Like, you have someone who paints a good picture, they have the right combos, but like, do they have I don't want to say smarts, but that's what it takes. Smarts, bro. Like, you got to have a train of thought behind certain projects like these. And dude, like, there's a lot of power going behind what's going on for these gentlemen, and that guy Steven is sharp, bro. They're
coming hard.
I see like this, I don't know. That guy Steven just gave me a vibe where this motherfucker's tapped in big time. You know what I mean? And as a family, as a whole, they have a lot of great things going on for themselves.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the combos they hit, man. That DG Monsoon stuff is fire. I can't wait.
Isn't it? It's what keeps us excited in this, right? This is what we look forward to. Like, there's so many people that make this fun, and if you're in a position where you don't feel like you're around people who are having fun, then get out of that position. Go surround yourself with winners, man. People who are enjoying themselves and people who are talking positive and just having a good time. So I really respect the Conduit family, and thank you so much, man. Great episode. So appreciate you, Emilio. Big E, Top G, Villarino. Monday nights belong to the Big B Unit mob boss. My guy, please go give him a follow first and foremost. And Emilio, what do you have to say? We just had just shy of 100 people tonight. So what do you have to say to everyone tapped in?
Banger episode. Thank you for the support. Conduit Constrictors. Thank you for coming on, man. And thank you for your support as well.
All day, every day. Please, again, go give them a follow and go subscribe to the V Unit family, man. The IG chat. They're cracking. A lot of great relevancy going on in the family. And give it up for the homie Biggie, Top G, Villarino.
Reptile. Have a good night, guys. Thank you, guys.
Have a good night, man. See you later. All right, guys. What an episode. It's a wrap. If you enjoyed tonight's episode, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Let's get the like button right now up for this family, because Conduit Constrictors have it going pretty heavily in a good direction. I got to say, I was excited to tap in with these gentlemen more and see what they see what their mindset is. Like I said, mindset's everything in this, and they're surrounding themselves with the best in the game. And please, again, go give them a follow. All right. Also, shoot them a message. If you like tonight's episode, go show them some love. Let them know, like, hey, man, I really enjoyed this episode. They love it. So thank you so much. Tomorrow, all in the Tree Tuesdays for all my Boreal lovers out there, all my Chondro fans. It's that time of the week. It's all about the Chondros coming tomorrow night. So make sure you tap in 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Then Wednesday, Cush's Corner. Okay. Make sure you tap in for Cush's Corner. And Thursday nights, Trap Talk with MJ. I'm going to be leaving Wednesday. So I'm traveling. All right. It's a quick trip, but I take off Wednesday, and I will be doing a remote podcast Thursday. Not telling you where. That's Patreon information. All right. But I take off Wednesday. I'm doing a live in North Carolina. I had just told you where. God dang it. All right. I'm not telling you anything else. If you want to support what I have going on further, if you want to tap in with some amazing reptile keepers, click the first link in the description below. Join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Okay. Come just hang out with me and the family members. Awesome Discord, awesome Instagram group chat, and just good way to market yourself. Position yourself with the best doing it. And I'll tell you right now, that's one thing you should be doing in the reptile game. Thank you so much, all the sponsors. I love you guys. The sponsors are in the description below. Go give them support. And also, again, get the likes up. All right. I'll catch you guys here tomorrow on the Tree Tuesdays with Alex Warren. And last but not least, thank you again, Conduit Constrictors, for giving us such an epic episode. Episode 483 is in the books. I'll see you here tomorrow, and I'm out.